Yo, Clayton Kershaw, let me borrow a couple dollars, all right?
What's up, good people, and welcome to another edition of Field Vision, brought to you, of course, by War Room Sports in conjunction with Sports Kings. This is our weekly show where we talk about everything going on in the NFL. Of course, today we're just going to talk about the conference championships because that's the only thing going on in the NFL that we give a damn about right now. I'm Devin McMillan, and I'm here with a full round table. We got Austin Peake, Sports Kings.
You know, after all these conference games are done with, priority number one, first thing that's going to be on my mind is how fast I can get a Bud Light in my mouth.
We got B. Austin.
Yo,
War Room Sports.
I'm not thinking about what I can put in my mouth, ladies. I'm thinking about what I can put in. Never mind.
Oh!
PG-13.
It's PG-13.
We got Frank Santos in his red room. from
Omaha,
Sports Kings.
Omaha.
The red room of pain.
All I got to say is that B. Austin needs a look from Peyton Manning. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get here on time, B.
We got
Omaha.
Fred Purdue heavy in the games.
Hey, all I gotta say is you can keep shouting Omaha. All I'm gonna say is New York, New York.
Y'all lost in New York. Never mind.
That's the team you're scared of, right?
Hey, B. Austin, that's why he said it twice. New York, New York.
Okay, got it.
All right, we got Jimmy, War Room Sports.
Yo, I'm rocking the Dodgers fitted because I'm out here trying to get that Clayton Kershaw money, you know what I mean?
We got Justin Arbogast of Sports Kings.
I just want to shout out to Froggy Fresh.
True.
Another Froggy Fresh shout out.
2 shows in a row, Froggy Fresh.
Greatest rapper of our time.
That's the
Froggy
GOAT right
Fresh.
there.
Ever, bar none.
Yo, shout out to
Power
Mike.
forward.
Shout out to Mike and free James, by the way.
The playoffs have shaken out. Championship weekend is here. In some circles, you know, you got the usual suspects, Patriots. Now you can say the 49ers since they're going to their third straight. But yeah, let's start in the AFC. Big game going on in the AFC. Quarterback rivalry, if you believe in all that. We got the Patriots visiting the Broncos. We know, you know, the history not only between these teams because of course most of their history in this rivalry goes back to when Peyton Manning was with the Colts. Belichick and that defense has been something that he hasn't been able to figure out too much during his career. So let's just start it off. What do you guys think will happen in this game? What are the keys to the game? How can the Patriots, you know, keep up their dominance over Peyton Manning and his teams? And how can Peyton Manning overcome, you know, his nemesis and Bill Belichick and Tom
Omaha. Hurry, kill.
Brady? All right, anybody?
I thought B. Austin was ready to speak. I mean, he chimed in, you know. Go ahead, good brother.
I mean, I think this is a road to destiny for Peyton, Maximus, Decimus, Aurelius, the Gladiator. It's time to go get these rings, and I don't really have much more to say other than that. Eric Decker, watch out for the turf monster.
The turf monster, huh?
All right, everybody acting shy, man. Let me say this. Listen, you know, I gotta keep it a bean. I'm the resident Broncos fan, and if you guys watched the Field Vision when we previewed the season, I said the one team I didn't want the Broncos to play in the playoffs was the Patriots. So I rooted against them to even make the playoffs. I rooted against them. I mean, when Aaron Hernandez was arrested, I was happy.
You turned in evidence.
Yeah, you know, I'm snitching. First 48 style.
That's why all these new bodies popping up.
I was first 48 in Aaron Hernandez, you know, so I didn't want to play this team, man. But in the words of the greatest athlete to ever grace this earth, man, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, shout out to Ric Flair. Yo, Ric Flair is the GOAT, and if anybody says so, I smack you because he's better than Hogan. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do. The Broncos still have home field advantage. The game they played this season, they were honestly dominating the game and then, you know, fell apart in the second half. So they can beat the Patriots. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to hear about the rivalry all week, although Manning and Brady are never on the field at the same time. So we'll see what happens. I think it should be a good game. It's the game everybody wanted. If you look at both conferences, I mean, these were like preseason favorites to be there. So I'm very excited about this weekend.
Yeah, Jimmy, you made a great point, and I try to stress that point to a lot of people. Every time I talk about quarterback head-to-head matchups, especially this one, because it gets overblown so much. I think the head-to-head quarterback matchup may just be the most overrated thing in sports, period. Just like you said, until I see Peyton Manning or Tom Brady jump out on the corner and play some defense, like none of that stuff matters to me because in this head-to-head between these guys, I don't think the playing field's ever been even. Because
Absolutely,
if you think back to it,
not.
On either side, to be honest with you.
On either side, because I think on most of the matchups, Tom Brady wasn't facing as tough a defense as Peyton Manning was facing on the same day. And then there's been a few years where that thing switched, where the Colts defense were actually playing better than the
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, than the Patriots defense. So, Peyton Manning may have had an advantage that day. So, I think the matchup, if you want to blow something up, it's maybe Peyton Manning versus Bill Belichick because he's the mastermind supposedly who's been shutting the man down all these years.
Listen,
but
the best supposed to clash
playing?
at the top, man. Word to Nas.
Definitely.
I meant Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete. Yo, you gotta say that.
Hey, Pistol Pete, you better chime in because we often will take this
Don't be
show
speaking
over,
in front of don't be speaking in front of the pistol, man. Don't be speaking in front of the
no.
Slow up.
Slow up.
Slow it down. He just
No, I actually want to be the first one on behalf of everyone to give a shout out to Jimmy to be the first one to say better luck next year, my friend.
Oh.
Better luck next year. I just want to be the first one.
Shots fired.
Well, we have to remind you guys that we have two Patriots fans on the panel.
I respond to no slander this week. I respond to all slander with Omaha.
No, this is slightly biased, but this is my favorite game, the AFC game for sure. I just really appreciate the old school style of play, the elite pocket passer matchup, and then over in the NFC we got the new breed thing, and that's new and edgy and whatnot. But I just really appreciate how both of these two teams, and especially these two quarterbacks, play the game of football. They play it the way it's supposed to be played, and that's what I love about this game coming up. I want to give Denver the advantage just because they do have the home advantage. But I think Tom Brady's going to take advantage of that secondary. And if we want to look at the last time the Patriots won the Super Bowl, they had a little running back named Corey Dillon. And LeGarrette Blount is reminding me a lot of Corey Dillon, just the way he is running the ball, hard to bring down, running with that same power, the same weight. And, I mean, Brady's fresh, man. He didn't have to do a lot last week. And the Broncos, I would say, on paper, they have a better team. But a lot of that has to go through Peyton Manning. And if you look at Noshawn Moreno, most of his touchdowns are coming from Peyton Manning. So just with how the Patriots have been pretty banged up all year and the way that they have won games, you gotta like their chances in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely respect what you're saying about the old school kind of game with the pocket passers, but the one thing this game's probably not going to have more than the other game is defense. And, I mean, that's really the throwback game, I think, is the other game because you're going to have a hard-hitting, low-scoring game as opposed to this game just going to be a shootout to me.
That's true.
I think the two differences in this game are the Patriots' defense because I think that they can get a turnover more so than the Broncos' defense against Tom Brady. And also Trenton Holiday, I think he's going to have a play that makes or breaks the game. He could return one, 105 yards, it's going to sway the momentum, or he can fumble it right at the 5-yard line and sway the momentum the other way. But I think either way, I think he's going to have a big impact on this game. I've been back and forth with this a bunch of times. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I had confidence in who I'm picking, but I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Hater.
Wow. Okay.
And we speak about Denver being better on paper, but they're going to lose half the team to ACLs.
Yo, Frank, you don't want the Broncos to lose. No one wants to see Noshawn cry again.
Yeah, that's true.
He cried when he cried during the national anthem.
Those tears might cause a second Katrina. I'm just saying.
Okay, let's hear from Fred, our second Patriots fan on the panel.
Kill him, Fred.
Last but not least, Jimmy, I made sure I wanted to wait for you to go first. I always like to let the other team, do some things, do what they have to do first, so I can see what I got to do.
So you're basically saying you won the coin toss, but you
Omaha, basically. So now that you've gone on offense and you've gone 3 and out, like Peyton Manning's going to start out. This is the key to this game. No, seriously. The key to this game, you have the quarterback matchup, but like you said, Dev, I really don't think it will be about the quarterback right now. It's going to be about these running games. I think the Patriots are going to run the ball a little bit. I think the Patriots will switch it up and start out the game passing the ball, which makes a lot of sense because they haven't really thrown the ball much. And I think with Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, who, by the way, but guys like Julian Edelman, you have guys like Danny Amendola. Wow.
That's something that Fred and Tom Brady have in common. They don't know the names of the wide receivers.
Anyway, Danny Amendola, you have guys like that. You also have guys in the backfield that can also catch the football. In the Shane Marine.
Fred, Danny Amendola is injured right now.
But he will be. Don't worry.
You slander Wes Welker, but he's the only name you got right away. All the rest of them, you sitting there having to think about these jabronis, man.
Yes, the Patriots right now. That is the one issue that you have. But when you have
that's a pretty big one.
The guy that you have that makes the plays is Tom Brady, and when you also have a defense like Bill Belichick is putting out on the field with the injuries you had with Vince Wilfork getting hurt, you also have Gerard Mayo getting hurt, but you have guys like Rob Ninkovich, who's just a straight-up football player. Jamie Collins, who I actually had a chance to sit down and talk to last year when he was coming out of college at the Senior Bowl. We all saw that he could be special, and we see what he's doing. He was a former quarterback turned safety, now defensive lineman and linebacker. So when you have a guy that just really can make plays like that, cover tight ends, that makes a difference. I think for the Broncos,
he's a special teams player.
Not anymore. Not anymore. He showed up last week.
The one X factor in this game is Julius Thomas. He was not in the game last time, and he will make a difference in this game. And if the Patriots can take away Demaryius Thomas and Julius Thomas, I think they have a very good shot. I'm going to go with the biased pick. I'm taking my Patriots. It will be a close one. I don't think it'll be an early blowout like it was the last time, but I think it will be a close game. It'll come down to at least a field goal. And the punting game for the Patriots is going to be a little suspect. I know with Ryan Allen getting hurt last week, that's going to be a big difference because now you have your kicker doing both things, and that's going to be a big difference. You don't want to tire your kicker's leg out. As sad as that sounds, kickers don't do anything really, but you don't want to get a guy tired out towards the end of the game when you have to make a crucial field goal.
True story. Fred's making me want to switch my pick. Everything he said, I'm like, they're not going to stop.
I know. The way Fred laid it out, I thought he was going to pick the Broncos just like he did last time.
And also there was one thing you guys said as far as Peyton Manning having more weapons. Peyton Manning has had what was it? I think the number was 24. All-Pro or Pro Bowlers at the skill position compared to Tom Brady having 8 throughout their careers.
Pro Bowlers, we don't count Pro Bowlers. That's a popularity contest.
Justin, what are your thoughts on the game?
Mine was pretty much going to come down to the running game between both. But the biggest thing to me is the absence of Von Miller. People are making a big deal about Chris Harris, and that is a big one, don't get me wrong, but Tom Brady and the Patriots, they are a slot-loving team. They will hit the slot every single time, and without Von Miller there to cover half the field, we saw it with Keenan Allen. He didn't have success going down the post last week. As soon as they started opening it up in the fourth quarter, he was getting big chunks through the slot. So to me, aside from the running game, because I think whoever has the better running game Sunday will win the game. It's going to be close. And really, I haven't even made a pick, but if I had to pick, I'm going to say the Patriots. And that's Von Miller is the biggest missing piece to me and the biggest reason why I picked that.
You're a Raiders fan.
So do you end up in this situation, do you double the slot on that side of the ball, and then on the other side of the ball, no one's talking about the injuries with the linebacking core that the Patriots have. They've been missing a ton of linebackers, but they haven't faced many Julius Thomases.
Talk to him.
You're going to have to cover. And so there becomes the isolation matchup that I think will get exploited. Julius Thomas off the line with some special teamers playing linebacker becomes a true challenge. That becomes a challenge that you have to answer. And then as far as Brady hitting the slot, because he doesn't have anything on the outsides, you chip with the linebackers, and the Broncos linebacking core has the edge, and you walk the safety down and take that away and force him to go to the outside. LeGarrette Blount had a great game, and I've always thought that he's a starter quality back.
Yeah,
but
I was kind of wondering why he wasn't their guy before.
I think you can sell out.
Stephen Ridley was back there.
Oh, scary!
And
I think you can sell out to stop the run, and you can watch that slot and make Brady go outside. Not that he can't do it, but who is he relying?
He was back there.
Who's he relying on? Because his receivers have had the dropsies.
He's done. So, he's like me with a nice young lady after 90 seconds. He shot his load already. He's done for the playoffs.
And one thing, though.
He's done for the playoffs. But go ahead, Devin.
One thing that people that want to, go on and on about Bill Belichick, but a part of his greatness is the fact that he's going to keep you guessing. He's going to keep you on your heels because,
sure.
When Tom Brady's your quarterback, nobody expected them to come out and run like they did last week. They got down into the red zone, and you figure, okay, maybe he can pad Brady's stats a little bit, get a couple touchdown passes, and they stuck to the game plan. They were committed to the run. So you never know what he's going to come out and do. Like Fred said, he can come out pass heavy in the first quarter of this game, maybe because it's going to be, a shootout. But then again, he could run because you want to keep Peyton Manning and the offense off the field. So I think it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be close. It's going to come down to near the end, maybe a defensive stop. And I think the Broncos are going to pull off a close game.
Talk to him.
Even though I think Bill Belichick is the master of adjustments, but they actually won last time, so the biggest adjustments have to be made by Fox, and he's going to have to show what he's made of this week. It's hard for me to see a team beating Denver twice in this one season. And I know once you get to the playoffs and it's for all the marbles, that really doesn't matter. But until I see it, I don't believe that it's going to happen. So I'll take the Broncos in a close one at home.
Dev, I do have to disagree with you as far as the
Of course you do.
John Fox has to make the adjustments. I think Bill Belichick has to make the adjustments simply because you can't go down.
They started so bad.
Yeah, you start off so slow with so many sloppy mistakes. The Broncos really didn't. The Broncos didn't really have to do nothing but protect the lead versus coming back, and it's harder to come back from a game where you're down 20 to 30 points. Coming back, you expend all of your energy doing that.
Yeah, to me, this is like
John
game 3,
Fox
man.
Might have to adjust from that comfort level, though. He can't expect to be up like that, in an AFC Championship game.
And the one thing.
This is like game 3, man, because that first game was a tale of two halves. First half was all Denver, and then the Patriots won the second half. Patriots got the win, but that almost felt like 2 games in one. I see this as the tiebreaker right here. That's how I feel about it, and I think it's going to come down to special teams. Which special teams is going to show up?
Yo, I am scared of Trenton Holiday. Yo, he is too.
He's lightning in a bottle, but he makes so many mistakes.
Yeah, I'm also scared of Trenton Holiday too, B. Austin, because he's liable to win this game, like Frank said, but he can also lose his mind.
Yo, some of the decisions I've seen him make, he should be banished to a pit of the unfortunate.
Yeah, he's one of those players where the coach is like, no, don't do that, don't do. Yes.
If he's not the hero in this game, if he's not the hero and he becomes Denver's #1 villain, then he's out. I just don't see him playing anymore in this league.
Listen, man, I think the big play in this game to win the game will be from Wes Welker.
I think
that's what's going to make it so sweet, yo.
That would hurt.
That's what's going to make it. That's what's going to make it so.
Wes Welker drops passes in big games. It's not going to be any different.
One time.
Not one time. Not one.
He's the
villain.
Brady
not even 3.
Brady was throwing to his wife.
This is what fans do, though. That's not Fred's analyst.
You could say that, Fred, but he's the first wide receiver in history to have 100 catches in 5 years straight.
would say.
You can say he drops a couple, but
yeah, he drops a couple. But when you can have
Justin.
100 catches is great.
I'm
When
tired
you
of
drop them
people
in the most
disrespecting
the crucial games,
disrespecting West.
when you drop and I'm a Welker advocate. I love
you're not.
It doesn't sound like it.
But right now for
You're
this
rooting
purpose-
for your team, so
for this purpose right now, and simply when they were in the Super Bowl last, he dropped a lot of crucial passes. Before that, he was dropping crucial
Fred,
passes.
answer me honestly.
I've
would
known
you
him
rather
since
have
high
Wes
school, so
Welker-
I got to
Would
roll
you rather
with
have
him.
Wes Welker or Danny Amendola right now? Be honest, Fred.
Wes Welker. That's not even a question because
All right,
Danny
well, let's
Amendola.
move on. Let's move on.
Danny
Then.
Amendola's only on the field 5 games out of 16.
Smoking
As
that meow
fans
meow.
speak, though, you know, because when a guy's there, you love him to death. After he leaves, you're like, man, he dropped too many passes, man.
What I will
Shout out to
what I
Jim
will
and Mike
say-
Wallace.
What I
Yo, shout out to Jim and
Yep.
everybody who's a Steelers.
Jim did the same thing.
What I will say about the Patriots and their former players, they tend to, outside of Wes Welker, they tend to not be successful when they leave, and when they come back, they're more successful. Shout out to Deion Branch. Shout out to the coach for picking him up and him not actually being on the field. But
I know about
Wes
that.
Welker was a great contributor to the team. He just simply didn't make plays when they mattered.
you don't even believe that. That's why you stumbled.
Yeah, I know. Wes Welker. Shout out to Wes Welker and Old Spice too, yo, because he ain't getting Old Spice commercials in New England.
All right, so
Missed
All
the
right,
second
so-
half of the game.
let's go over to the
Cut the
NFC
check, Old Spice.
because, as Frank mentioned earlier, this game, we're going to see a whole lot more defense in this game. Well, this is what we expect, at least. You got that nasty 49ers defense, who did their thing on a few goal line possessions for Carolina this past week. And then you got that nasty defense over there in Seattle. Add in that they're playing in Seattle with the famed 12th man. Add in the fact that they're doing everything they can to limit anybody but Seattle Seahawks fans from getting tickets. Add on to the fact that Jimmy swears that they pump noise into the stadium to help that 12th man. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere.
Yo,
So how do you guys see it playing out?
add on to the fact that they get busy and hit hard. They hit hard. Both
Legion
teams.
of Boom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this game more than the other game, to be honest. I think this is going to be vintage
Yeah,
football,
me too.
a nice 21-17 game.
Varsity
That's
game.
going to be just very competitive, and I love
Yeah.
the winner of this game to win the Super Bowl over either one of those teams,
Oh,
New England
come
or
on,
Denver.
come
Me too.
Um,
I think
I mean, I do. I'm going with San Francisco. I think they're the
Right.
hottest team right
Right.
now. I think they have the best resume of any playoff team thus far.
I agree. Frank, I'd like
It's
to ask.
difficult.
I'd like to ask Frank a question though. Do you not see the importance of quarterback? Because neither of these
I was about to
teams
say, these teams
like
have guys
Colin-
who are liable to
Colin-
go into
Colin-
the Super Bowl and
Colin
See, I-
Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick finds it difficult to play the position of quarterback. They win in spite of him a lot of times.
Yes.
People don't
I
know
mean, but Austin though, you gotta give him credit for one thing in the playoffs.
for running.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Helped him win, yeah.
In the
His
playoffs,
running-
he's like the
makes
Miami
those-
Heat. Like he's like the
You-
Miami Heat of the NFL. He just sleeps.
you-
He coasts
you
through the
think-
regular season, then all of a sudden he just gives us
You-
this whole new element to his game in the playoffs.
You think that he's going to do that against the Legion of Boom? Now, Jimmy, I'm gonna quote you from early on in the season when Seattle plays a good mixture of zone and man. Against Colin, they're not gonna run any man. They're gonna sit there and wait and dare him to cross that line so that they can lay the mollywop down and run in his pockets and take everything in his pockets.
Yeah, but a lot of times that's easier said than done. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Easier said than done.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Seahawks win the game, none whatsoever. But I mean, I think the San Francisco defense is going to be the real story. I don't know that
Best linebackers in the world. I
don't know if the Seahawks are going to be able to score on the Niners.
Austin, here's the
enough.
thing. Like watching him play this year, I felt like during the course of the season, he tried to like stay in a pocket too much and become the prototypical pocket passer.
He
And
McNabb.
it just didn't work. But what happened is in the playoffs, like that's all out the window. Like he's just out there playing ball, and he's been effective. With that being said, though, the one matchup I'm looking forward to in this game, I want to see if Anquan Boldin has the same attitude that he had in the last game, because he came out last game like causing trouble, trying to punk people, and he never got caught for the penalty. No, but I'm just saying. No, I know he's not. But I want to see if he has the same attitude that he had against Carolina's corners, that against Richard Sherman and those guys. Because he was out trying to chump those dudes in Carolina.
Well, that's his thing. I'd never see him waver.
No,
he might be on his own.
He was like, "Yo, let me
He might
back
not
out."
have any help from his other guys.
And I hope he doesn't
out
waver,
there
because that'll make for a beautiful. Because Richard Sherman, he ain't backing down, So that'll make for a beautiful matchup right there. I'm definitely looking forward to this game
because they're not gonna stop both of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this game. Go ahead, though.
I'm looking forward to this game for a lot of different reasons. Simply, I love the style of football both of these teams play. That physical hard
Getting hit hard.
The quarterback position. I like quarterbacks like everyone else, but I like a good physical game. And with Jimmy, like you said, with Colin Kaepernick, I think with him, the one thing that you look at with the 49ers is they were trying to be cute and throw the balls, and they got back to doing what they wanted to do. They do anyway. They run the football. Frank Gore Frank Gore is at this point is becoming underrated.
Underrated.
By the way,
he's forgot about.
Where do you go to college?
By the way, but
he's a soldier.
But one of the things also with Colin Kaepernick, he saved his body as far as taking lots of hits versus what Cam Newton.
All we care about is you.
Versus what guys like RG3 and Cam Newton did, where they were just taking shots all year. Colin Kaepernick, he was able to just in the playoffs take off on teams, and he's fresh. And with that running game, that also helps him. Where the play action game is so great. Without Michael Crabtree, you don't have the other element of backing off of Bolden. Well, Bolden, for the life of me, I cannot understand why you do not get in this guy's face. He's a former quarterback and running back in college. He knows how to exploit you, and you still don't do anything about it. No team has figured it out.
You can't do nothing about it. Anquan Bolden hasn't been open since
he doesn't
elementary
need to be
school.
Open. He's never.
And that's
he's
the
never
thing.
Open.
He's the one receiver, and I've watched play in his career that he's never been open one time.
Never.
He's productive.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna out physical you. And that's the one thing about
he has the hand strength of a T-800 model Terminator, so he's going to catch the ball and just take it away from you. So it's not a problem.
On the other side of the
but Bill Nelson, I want to ask you something because you made the comment about Kaepernick earlier, and the 49ers winning in spite of him. I know what you mean when you talk about Kaepernick, but I don't really think it goes as far as them winning in spite of him. But at the same time, Russell Wilson, he kind of gets it seems like to me sometimes he may get a pass. It might be the nice guy pass.
Yes,
we talked about that earlier when we were talking about another subject. Perception is people's reality.
Listen, Dev,
Russell Wilson is just as liable. Wait a minute. Russell Wilson is just as liable as anybody to go into this game and not do much. Whether they win or lose.
Not
but nobody seems like they want to criticize him. What's up with that?
That was my next comment.
It's not a matter of lack of criticism, though, Dev. What it is the nice guy factor. When they show an interview of him, he's in his house with his family. He's in his house with his family folding blankets to send
with his duct tape wallet.
Yeah, so he's a nice guy, but the decision making comes into play here. Russell Wilson doesn't do much. But for the 9 to 12 passes that he's going to throw in a game, it's going to be.
We have him on a Tim Tebow pitch count now?
He makes good decisions.
Believe it or not, me and Austin actually agree on this.
He makes good decisions.
When I look at the two quarterbacks, I think he's less likely to make that mistake.
He's less likely to do anything.
But here's the thing. He has the Alex Smith game down packed. He's not going to make the mistake to put his team in trouble.
David Garrard.
But when people say that, I kind of think with Russell Wilson, and I like Russell Wilson. I'm a fan. I know people out there like, why are you hating on Russell Wilson? But I think the whole good decision thing means he's going to decide not to do anything. And sometimes you need your quarterback to do something.
I think what Dev is saying is why you didn't say anything
over there. How can he do anything over there? This is the way I see it, okay? You have the Niners who have the elite passing game as far as this matchup is concerned, but they're going up against the elite secondary. And then I'm going to say that Seattle has the elite run game out of the two, but San Francisco has the elite defensive line. I mean, it's all mixed up. And then you know what? I mean, what do you expect Russell Wilson to do? Look who he's throwing it to. Who does he have? He doesn't have the weapons that Kaepernick has.
That was my point too.
That's true.
If you're looking at it, this game is going to be a strong defensive game, but you're looking at offense. You've got on one side, you've got Frank Gore, one of the best offensive lines in the game. I mean,
yes.
Seattle,
Yes.
their
That's
offensive
right
line
there.
is still being. The offensive line for Seattle is still being shaken up, but you've got Porcelain Harvin, who's probably not going to be playing. You've got Golden Tate, who probably couldn't start for the Raiders, and you have Sidney Rice.
Must be bad.
I don't even know where Sidney Rice
Yo,
is
he
at.
still
But
plays?
the
Sidney Rice is in
offense,
the NFL.
And you have
The
Doug
offense,
Baldwin who never
but-
shows up.
Exactly.
I know he was on the team anyway, but
The-
All you need is skittles.
if Seattle does have one fault, they can play. They could play defense. They can do their thing. But if it comes down to an offensive drive, I don't have faith in the Seahawks offense. I mean,
I don't either.
I'd say,
completed
so if it
9
comes to a point where they have to sling it, Justin, do you think they'll be able to sling it and get a win?
it's not going to happen. And
No.
Marshawn Lynch, he did have 140 yards last week, but
his
he
name
had a
has finally
50.
come
He had a
up.
50.
I've been saying
I mean, he had a
he had the one
54
big one.
yard.
Yeah.
He had a 54-yard run and then a 42-yard run, and everything else was little 3-yard get-ups.
Yeah.
That's good, but I mean, you look at 140 yards. His 140 was completely different.
He earned that
LeGarrette
140.
Blount's
He earned
166.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good when the other team is having trouble scoring, like New Orleans was earlier in that game.
But here's something else.
and the
though.
49ers. One more thing,
Go ahead,
and
Jeff.
I'll pass it off. The 49ers haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher since Week 12 of last season.
All right, but here's the thing, though. Here's something else that a lot of people don't realize. When you look at the statistics, and shout out to Raheem Moore, Stats Are for Losers. But the thing is this, though.
Numbers never lie.
If you look at the numbers, Seattle is number 1 against the pass, but they're not even in the top 5 against the run, and they have had games where they struggle to stop the run. So the Niners' offensive line, like Justin, Francis M.H. Gore, and that offensive line, I mean, that's where the mismatch is. So, if they take advantage of that, this could be a long game for them because Seattle does have a tendency to struggle against the run. Against the pass, they're the best in football, but against the run, they do struggle at times.
Seattle is that type of
Against
team.
the pass, they're amazing. Against the pass, it seemed like they have 15 people on the field.
Yo, me and Dev talked on the game. We said the same thing at the same time, like, how many people on the field?
I think something to look out for in this game is because it's going to be so physical, there is a potential that the referees ruin this game. Because it is a championship game, I think the referees at the beginning are going to try and take charge and kind of try and mold the game a little bit, set the tone. And I think that could end up ruining this game. And I'm trying to decide who I think that favors. I want to say the Seahawks because they're at home. And
But
the other
no,
thing
they
to look
gave
out
the Seahawks a favor last year. They owe the other team at this point.
I mean, and the other thing to look out for with Colin Kaepernick is that he does struggle. I mean, the Niners as an offense do struggle in Seattle. You see delay of games, a lot of just silly mistakes that they really have to minimize in order to be able to win
He
this
don't
game.
know what time it is or where he's at. I'm telling you.
Yo, B. Austin, you got something against this Kaepernick dude, yo.
Can somebody
Yo,
tell me
B.
why
Austin's
people in
Did
Seattle
Andy
are
and
so
B.
loud?
Austin consult before the show?
Why are they so loud in Seattle? I mean, the stadium isn't even enclosed.
It's
Why
how
is it
it's,
so
it's
loud?
how it's built. I think it's the
It's
architecture of the
built.
stadium.
It's like their stadium is also like it's a soccer. One, it's a soccer stadium, but it's built like Oregon Stadium as well. It goes straight up, which encloses the noise
Yeah, I mean,
inside.
ESPN did a whole
it
sports
goes.
science
What it
science
does, it
thing
goes
about
straight up and then it
I think
umbrellas in.
sports science is a hack. I don't like that.
It closes the noise inside. Yeah.
Yeah,
or,
and
or,
it
or
comes
they
up.
cheat,
And I don't
or
know
they
if
cheat and pump
see
sound into
my
the stadium.
hands,
It could be
but-
that too.
That's sports science.
Well, it could be
Focus,
that,
focus.
but it comes up and then it umbrellas in, and then there's drops that come down. So everything is going up and over and then back down. So it's like a big.
Yams
Well,
out there.
I thought it may have had something to do with the people just naturally being loud because they have to speak over the rain all the time.
Well, and apparently,
That's my sports science.
apparently there's not going to
It's always
be
raining. and
That's
they-
your hack science.
there's not going to be any San Francisco 49ers fans there. Apparently, I mean they're not even selling to anyone with a California area code.
They'll find a way.
Apparently, so
Oh, those
I
fans
know.
found tickets. I guarantee
They will find
you.
a
But
way.
you gotta
wonder how
love
much
their
they
rivalry.
paid for those, man.
You gotta love the rivalry though. They go at it.
The one thing I will have to say
Billboards.
about this game is also the pass rush for the Seahawks. No one's really said much about it. When you have guys like Bruce Irvin who can drop in coverage but also rush the passer, you also have guys like Chris Clemens and guys like that who can come off the edge and get after Colin Kaepernick and contain him inside. If you can keep him in the pocket, I really think that could be because Colin Kaepernick tends to get a little antsy. He has that he has RG3 syndrome. He likes to it's one read and go. I got to get out of here.
Fred sees it. Fred sees it.
It's
Washington
a one read
fans
and
go
go.
like, why y'all hate?
And he's been like that since college. He's finally gotten to the point where he can possibly get to that second read. But he's been seeing Bolden. If Bolden's not there, he's gone. And if Vernon Davis isn't there, he's gone. Because I think as much as Crabtree is there, and Crabtree is a very good player, I don't think he's gotten to the point where you can say Bolden, Davis. Oh, by the way, Crabtree's wide open up the sleeve.
I definitely get what you're saying, what you guys are saying about that. But at the same time, I think if the Niners get their run game going like they expect to, I think that's going to open up the play action. It's going to take away a lot of what you're talking about because they're not going to be pure drop back passes where he's going to have to make those traditional reads. So I see a nice play action game going, maybe a nice big play to Vernon Davis.
Look out for the slant game. The slant game will be big for the
49ers. And if Colin Kaepernick scores a rushing touchdown, look for him to pull some
Skittles,
a duct tape wallet out of his socks with the 49er logo on it. Before he kisses the biceps. All right, listen.
So disrespectful.
Let's go down the line because I don't know if you guys gave picks or not. So we're
I don't either.
Pistol Pete, who you got in this one?
In the NFC game?
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving the big advantage to the 12th man and just how that place wreaks havoc on the opposing team. I got to give it to the Seahawks just because of that alone. It's so evenly matched. It's going to be a great game. I'm just going to go with home field, and it's pretty big for 12th man for me to say that because I'm not all about home field advantage in the playoffs. I just see all these wild card teams that prance right into the big dance, but 12th man is a whole nother monster. I'm going 9-17 Seattle Seahawks.
All right, B. Austin, who you got?
I'm going with the Legion of Boom. And Seattle, I got Colin Kaepernick going 17 for 34 with one touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Yo, the hate is real.
Frank, who you got?
Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah, Red Room. Come on.
I made my pick already. I got the Niners 21-17.
Okay. Fred.
As much as I like the home field advantage, I got to go with the 49ers. That team is hot right now, and that guy is going to make a lot of big plays. Give me the 49ers. 21-18.
Man, all we care about is this you. I'm a soldier. Jimmy, what you got?
Yo, as much as I would like to pick the Niners, because I do agree they're the hot team right now. If you watch the Phil Vision preview show, I had the Broncos and Seattle in the bowl because I'm a genius, pure anyway, so I'm gonna stick with that.
Man,
get ready for that pick to go down the toilet.
I'm gonna stick with the Broncos and Seattle. So I'm just gonna pick it. And plus, you have to give some credence to that home field because I agree with Austin. Whether they cheat or not, there's something to be said about that 12th man. It's gonna be hard to beat Seattle at home with that defense.
All right, Justin. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Justin.
Looks like you said the 49ers.
So like you said the 49ers.
I heard the Raiders.
Justin's still talking too.
Yeah, I have no clue what Justin's saying. We don't know what you're saying, but it sounds good though.
I heard Raiders and Patriots.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, there he is.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry.
Right,
what you got?
Yeah, I picked the 49ers. In our preseason show, I picked the 49ers to beat the Texans. I'm at least going to get one of those right.
Damn! Texans fell all apart. They got a new coach.
He picked them to get the number one overall pick.
Can I pass? Can I defer? Like, seriously, I was trying to make a pick while you guys were talking, and I still haven't come up with anything.
No, you cannot.
Is the most difficult game that I've had to pick this year. These teams are so evenly matched. I'm just going to cop out and go with the home team. I don't know if I believe that, so you might hear something different on our podcast later on this week. Right now, I'm going to go
to John Kerry the game.
Hedging it.
I don't know. Because that's the thing, fellas, when we did the little quarterback comparison last week with Luck, Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, and Cam Newton, I had Kaepernick ranked 4th out of that bunch, but for some reason, it just seems to me that he might end up doing a little more than Russell Wilson does in this game. But where I'm stuck is, like, is Russell Wilson going to have to do a lot? Because he really doesn't any other time.
Yo, he's the new Trent Dilfer, yo.
So, he's a Trent Dilfer with wheels.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stick with Seattle for right now. I'm gonna think about this for a couple of days. If y'all see me,
you're worse than a high school recruit going into signing day, dude.
Yeah.
Worse than a woman, but whatever.
What hat do you want? This one or this one? Come on, pick one.
Well, I'm gonna take this one. All right. So look, like we always tell you guys out there, make sure you comment. Let's get a dialogue started. Make sure you like the video. Tell us what you think about these games. Give us your breakdown on the AFC Championship matchup and the NFC Championship matchup, and definitely leave your picks. Fellas, the season is winding down. We're going to have a few more weeks into the Super Bowl.
Omaha.
You might want to make a trip there. You'll have enough time once this game's over.
Omaha.
You can do it in a hurry.
Before the trash talk session starts, we'll do that offline. We just want to let you guys know, as usual, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance.
We'll see you chumps on top.
Shout out to Noisegate 2017.
Wait, it's the war room with 5 nights at the round table, 5